There's a lesson coming, kids. Stick around and you'll learn why you should listen to your mother. It's amazing how the little things can derail your training. I'm 6 weeks into my training. I've been working on the general preparation phase for the Marathon Project 2021, where I'm aiming to set an all-time personal best for the marathon, which is also a sub 3 hours. But right now, the general prep phase was originally planned for 8 weeks. I'm calling it closed at only 6. How did the training go? Well, for the most part, I followed a 9-day cycle of training. There was some variations, but for the most part, it went along the lines of easy, hill circuit, medium to long run, rest day, short intervals or VO2 max intervals, easy, long run. Stats out over more of a typical 7-day format, so Monday to Sunday. So it makes more sense to everyone else who's on, I guess, closer to a normal cycle than I am. The weekly mileage. Now, I don't know why I use the term mileage. After all, I was born past 1971.
A kilometre is 1,000 metres in length, and that's about 5/8 of a mile.
Should be all metric. The mileage for the training weeks, 60 kilometres, 57 kilometres, 64, 37 and 15. Now the first 4 weeks gave me an average of 61 kilometres per week. That training went pretty close to plan. I hit most of my targets, stuffed up some of the pacing, struggled through some of the runs more than I thought I would. But I also noticed an improvement in my running form, how the runs felt, and also in the long runs. Overall, it was going well. Now, I come around to week 5 and it was deliberately low volume. And this was because of my work roster and some other commitments. I also took the opportunity to set a 5 kilometre benchmark at my local park run. But more on that coming up. But the real problem came in week number 6. Did your mother ever tell you not to run in the house, especially upstairs? Now, I ran up my stairs inside, about to get ready for the long run, and I took the biggest trip I've taken since before lockdown. I hoped it was just some pain and then I'll be right for the long run. No, that wasn't the case. Yes, my shin hurt, maybe the bone was bruised, likely. The problem seems to be is that I smashed the insertion point on the patella tendon. Running wasn't going to be a good idea with that injury. I didn't want another tendon issue, especially after all the work that I'd done to get my Achilles right. So no long run, 2 days off training. But this, my running friends, is why I'm taking such a long time to build up to my marathon goal. These 29 weeks, they're designed to have some sort of buffer in there to account for when things do go wrong. Now, the 4 was on a Monday. By Thursday, everything was feeling pretty good. So I went in and did a heel circuit and it went well. The training felt great, but on Friday, the tendon was swollen up again. It was such a simple and silly mistake, yet the result is most of a week of training was knocked away. Back to park run. Now, my local park run is a good distance from home. It gives me a nice, easy and relaxed 4 kilometre warm-up. Out at Diamond Creek, we run along a concrete trail. It's mostly flat, a couple of small bumps in it, but it's otherwise perfect to set a benchmark. And that benchmark for me was 1954. Plugging this into the Macmillan running calendar, it gives a prediction of a 3:13 for the marathon. It's not the sub 3 I'm aiming for, but I've still got 24 weeks to go and I've still got the biggest jumps in improvement that should be coming. I think I'm on track. I'm actually quite happy with this. So why am I calling the general preparation phase early? Well, I now have a 5 kilometre benchmark from which I can base my training paces on. The trip on the stairs and the break in the training provides a clear line in my training that can differentiate the 2 phases. My work roster also has a clear change at this point, so it also makes sense in terms of how it fits in with the rest of my life. Plus, my head is ready to move on to the next phase of training. I'm ready to start the marathon base phase. Overall, it just seems right. It feels good. I'm Jason Montfort. This is Running Alive. Keep going.